Yo, good morning, guys. It's Friday, so you already know we got another video coming out. Man, today and this week, I want to tackle, honestly, it's a pretty big subject, but it's important, right? And I want to present it to you guys in a way that's fresh, in a way that's new, and a way that's going to impact you guys for the better. So, what we're going to be talking about is a man's purpose and why it's important. And my goal when I talk to you guys is not give you guys something that, I read or I heard online. I want to, if you're watching this video, I appreciate that. So I want to give you a very personal and kind of introspective view on how I look at purpose and what I've done in my life to feel like I'm fulfilling that. First of all, I think we have to address the very sad fact that this isn't talked about a lot about in life. Your purpose is a very it sounds kind of corny to even say it, right? We're telling the truth. Purpose, right? What is a purpose? I think that everyone is made with strengths and weaknesses, right? And your purpose is tied to these strengths and weaknesses, right? I think your purpose is something that you do that by definition fulfills you. And I don't think not only fulfills you, it also provides value to the people around you. The reason why it's important to pursue this as a man is that one day as a man, people will depend on you, if they don't already, right? You have parents, you want to make them proud. You have men that you're surrounded with that you want to be a person that they could count on. One day you're going to have a wife or a girlfriend, or you might have one already. She's going to look to you as a man to make important decisions, right? Life decisions. You want to be competent, right? You need to be able to make good decisions. You want to be confident in yourself. You want to be loving. You want to be kind. You want to have all the great qualities that we admire in other people. The best way to do this, undoubtedly, is by every day having a purpose higher than yourself, and chasing it relentlessly, right? Attacking it. And every day when you fail or you succeed or whatever the outcome is, you're learning new things about yourself, right? You're learning how to be smarter. You're learning how to be better, how to talk to people better, how to be more sociable. All these things that as a man are important. We have to address the fact that a lot of men, even though we hear it on social media, also they don't subscribe to this way of thinking, right? And the way I could tell they don't subscribe to it is, I can look at someone's decisions in their life, and I can tell if they're conducive to their purpose or not. Right? I think we all have a baseline idea of what we're supposed to be and who we want to be. But I think if we're being honest, if we look at a timeline of the choices, of the events, right, of the choices that we make in our lives, they don't always line up with our purpose. And that's completely fine. We're not perfect, right? But when they don't line up with our purpose, we need to self-evaluate ourselves and be honest, right? Have accountability and be like, what are the choices that I'm making today? Like, what are they? Identify them and ask yourself, like, yo, is this good for me? Is this gonna help me get somewhere? And some of you guys that are listening, you guys already do a really good job of that. You guys are really aware that you want to be somebody, that you're working hard. But when I want to offer you guys a different perspective, that when you're chasing your purpose and you know what you're meant to do, you're not gonna settle for anything less than excellent. You're not gonna settle for anything less than great. Because the greats in life, the people that are actually phenomenal at things that people admire, the reason why we admire celebrities or stars is because they take a dedication to themselves to be phenomenal. And through that pursuit of greatness, that is where the most amazing human qualities are able to shine. That's where the most loving people exist, the most resilient people, the most confident people, right? Not saying that people who accomplish things are by default good people, no, right? You accomplish things and you have money, power, and influence, and what you do that is a result of your character. But to a degree, I would argue that the people who we want to be, who we idolize, who we admire, in their own way, they've chased their purpose. Right? We're never going to look at an underachiever and look at that person and be like, wow, I really want to be like this person. If anything, we might feel pity for them. We might be like, what a really nice guy. Build a really good dude, because that's us being nice. We're looking at the bright side. But even if you know there's someone heading down what I would deem the wrong path, right? If you idolize I don't know, some kind of like artist that makes music, but they're constantly doing drugs and talking about things that maybe they shouldn't be doing. The reason why you idolize them is you probably partake in those same activities. If we're being honest, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I encourage everyone to go down the path that they want to go with full effort, right? Give it your full try. And once you see that it's not fulfilling you, right, don't go back the next day and keep doing it. I encourage you to be like, man, hey, maybe it's a different alternative. Maybe you're a person that you start off thinking, man, I want to be a CEO, right? So you work your way up the corporate ladder, and one day you realize, man, what I really wanted this whole time is to create my own business and to hire a CEO, right? You won't get that realization until if you truly believe you want to be a CEO, and you're not going to understand what it's like until the day you are a CEO, and then you realize this is not what I want. And we have all these realizations in different areas of our life. Some of us want to change our health for the better, change our finances. Some of us want to get a wife or a girlfriend, all right? You don't want to be lonely. It's completely understandable. In your pursuit of these things, right, you shouldn't just settle down for the low-hanging fruit. You shouldn't want a girlfriend. You shouldn't want a job. You shouldn't want a healthy body. You should want the healthiest body. You should want the best woman. You should want to own the best business. You understand that if you're a person of value, you're going to give value to whoever you're around. So if you want a woman, you want her to be a woman that's going to match your value. If you have a business, you want it to be a business that's going to give the most value to everyone, because whatever you're associated with, it's going to bleed, your value and your characteristics are going to bleed into it by default, right? It's like the Midas touch. Like whatever you touch, it's going to be golden, right? When you chase your purpose, what I'm saying is that everything you touch, you're going to want to do it with excellence, right? And I think that comes default with purpose. I don't think if you look at something and you give it your least effort, right? Your least of a try. Like if you give it just a whatever kind of chance, I don't think that's really your purpose. You're gonna be passionate about it. You're gonna be excited. You're gonna be, fulfilled as you do it. And I think a lot of times what's holding us back, man, is us getting distracted, straight up. I think in society, we're sold ideas and things to make us consumers. And if we're not careful, our idea of a purpose and what we should be after, right? It can be replaced by instantly gratifying thoughts or ideas. If we're not careful, we could doom scroll all day. If we're not careful, we could look at porn all day. If we're not careful, we could let our bad experiences turn us bitter instead of making us better, right? If we lack the accountability to get better, we're gonna just repeat the same process. There's a lot of people, a lot of men that they yearn for things. They want better things, and they say they give it their best try, but when it's their time to do it better the next time, they fail again, right? Why? Like as a guy, for example, it should really only take you one true bad time for you to internalize and do better the next time. Why, as a guy, why do you have 10 failed relationships? I'm not coming at you, just be honest with yourself. Like, you're a common denominator in all of these 10 relationships, and you're gonna tell me, oh man, it wasn't my time, or the girl wasn't right. Well, you picked the girl. Why don't you educate yourself on what a woman should be? Why don't you educate yourself on what you're looking for? And ask yourself, damn, what I looking for, is it correct? Is it good? Is it true to who I am? Is it serving me? Maybe those 10 relationships didn't work because what you thought you needed really wasn't what you needed. Maybe they didn't work because you didn't give it your best try because it wasn't doing the thing for you. Maybe you weren't the man that you needed to be. Those are all acceptable answers. You just need to evaluate which one it is. And I think, day after day, continually refining your edge as a man, right? Continually getting better, getting smarter, getting stronger in every regard by chasing your purpose is going to give you the wisdom. It's going to give you the insight to make life's hard choices. One day you're going to be looked at as a man to make important decisions. You're going to be the father of a household. You're going to be the leader of a household. We don't believe in that whole 50-50 stuff around here. So that's you. Hopefully stick around. You know, I'll turn you more to the right way of thinking, because I think it's undoubtedly, it's undeniable that a man should be leading. That isn't taboo. This isn't something that should be a problem. The question is, and where we get it mixed up in society, is men leading the right way. You know, you employ a sense of servant leadership, not tyrannic leadership, right? That's what men have been made out to be. And a lot of times in the past, it has been that way. But a true man, a real man, should serve other people and see what is good and what is not good. He should have discernment. He should have wisdom, and that's the kind of wisdom that I think comes from, say it again, you know, chasing your purpose. So I encourage you guys, you know, every single day you guys wake up, you know, think about, hey, what am I supposed to be doing, man? It might be a season in your life where it might not be clear. You might have to go through a lot of asking questions, finding out who you are, finding out what you're good at, finding out what you want, what you don't want. But fact check yourself, you know. Apply the method of ask yourself, if something is true, then the opposite has to be untrue, right? Do a lot of discovery and unravel all the lies that we tell ourselves and that society tells us, right? That we learn from movies, from TV shows, from our neighbors, from our friends, from even our parents. We've been conditioned a certain way, whether we know it or not. If you've been living on autopilot your whole life, and then you wake up at 20 years old and you say, like, what do I really believe in? Then congrats. That's the first day that you wake up, but now you're on a trajectory to a better path. You should always, you know, as a man, you should always question everything and see if it's true. But I don't want to yap too much, you know. Hopefully this video helps someone out there. That's what I make it for, man. Next Friday, new video coming out. You already know. I want you guys, you know, drop a comment. Every week we're gonna make improvements to our videos. I'm gonna make improvements to my presentation, improvements to how I articulate my thoughts. And if you're along for the journey, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for listening so far. I'm really, like, truly committed to being better, not just for you guys, but for myself. And as a result, you guys are gonna be the ones that benefit from that, right? So we're here on this side, on this channel, you know, if you know me, I do my best, and I don't do my best, I execute on practicing what I preach. So I would never tell you guys something that I'm not capable of doing or wouldn't do. All right, so I appreciate you guys for watching. Y'all stay blessed, man. Stay on your grind. Every day is a new day to get better. Every day is a new better to become a better man, woman, and do it for the people around you, man. So love everybody around you. Go crazy, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.